All right, hello everyone. Let's take a look at the market 26th of Jan. This is the euro dollar from yesterday. As you know, from the euro dollar, we're short on the euro dollar from yesterday. The market came down yesterday and then went up to retest that and now came back down again. So it is a bit of a choppy market condition, but I'm still of the opinion that the market is going to be going down. All right, so this is already, as you can see, from here, let's just clean these out a little bit. As you can see from this chart here, that we're in a bit of a triangle, and somewhere along the line we're going to have to, wow, this is already broken, isn't it? So as you can see, we already have a bit of a breakage leak here. So what we might see is the euro dollar coming down to around this 1.0680 region there. Alright, so we might see the euro dollar coming down today if it carries on with this whipsaw. But this triangle, as you can see, once it breaks down, it's got room to come down. So it's playing a bit of that support level here, but that seems to be weakening a little bit. So we might see, like I said, the euro dollar coming down here, 1.07, 1.0680 region. All right, and let's take a look at the dollar franc. Dollar franc's obviously working the other direction. As you can see, we also have a bit of a, let's get rid of that. Okay, here we go. This is the channel here. So what we're seeing on the dollar franc here is this accumulation. Now this accumulation has the potential to go both ways, but with the dollar franc, we're betting it's going to go a bit more long up, probably this week and next week before it starts to come down. Because if we take a look at the daily chart there, as you can see, it's a big, huge fall here. So this huge fall that it took will probably want to pull back to around this level here. And if I actually get rid of this, let's do this. Let's see. Nope. Let's take a look at the 4-hour. We'll probably see the dollar franc coming up to around here, and that's going to be the 61.8 region there. Okay, so 61.8, and another good level for a pullback is this line here, and as you can see, that's really good. So that 1.0106 is on the cards for the dollar franc if we want to short it when it gets its head up. So that's the strategy on that. Dollar Canadian, now it's been taking a bit of a hit, the dollar Canadian. This double bottom worked out fine. Now we've got this pullback going up again. So with the dollar Canadian, I think we're going to have to see some upside, and we're going to have to take some, well, we'll probably see some upside coming up to about here, this 38.50 range here. That doesn't sound too absurd, I reckon. Yeah, possibly retesting this level here. So this line is obviously going to be important for us. Dollar Canadian, possible pullback, and then we'll see what happens there. Because on the daily, the dollar Canadian is taking a huge hit, and it still has this support level down here, as you can see. So this is the bottom of the channel. So what we might see is a dip down here before it takes off, or an up move before it starts to fall down. So we're going to have to be careful with this currency pair. Also, the Canadian dollar is a commodity pair, so you've got gold, oil, commodities affecting it. So if you're trading the dollar Canadian, just keep an eye on it. Not so much one of the good pairs to be trading lately, I reckon. Let's take a look at the pound dollar. Now the pound dollar, as you can see above there, this is where our sales region was, this green line and this area that we drew the other day, yesterday in fact, and it's still for me a sales region there. Let's just get rid of this. Okay, there we go. So for me that's the sale region. In fact, Will it be a little higher? It might still reach a little higher, because if I take a look at, if I take the chart back, we still got these levels here. So these two levels up there, still an option for the market to be shorting it. However, I'm not sure if it's going to go up that far. Okay, so what we might see is that, or let's do this. And as you can see, there's a wedge forming here as well. This wedge is forming, and that might also kind of like break down. If it does, this is going to be the line that you're going to have to keep an eye out for on the pound. With also Brexit and everything, it's also not one of the great pairs to be trading right now. Let's take a look at the dollar yen. Dollar yen resistance line, we came up there. This was our resistance level, as you know, from last week. The market is holding loyal to that. What might be, now we can get rid of this, what is a really good idea is if it breaks above this line, you've got a good opportunity to be hitting high. The market is kind of testing these levels, and if it just breaks above this level, it's going to be. Now, if the line breaks, if the price breaks this resistance level here, then we have an opportunity to go up here, and we can follow this all the way up to 114.50, 115.30 regions. That's quite interesting to follow. As you can see, the market bounced off 3 times, well, 4 times actually, from there. So one little breakout from here, it will take the market nicely up as well. Might say a good, nice move. So dollar yen definitely, I think, is worth following through. Let's take a look at the New Zealand dollar. Now, New Zealand dollar, we had some short bounces, but this red line, as you know, it's been coming from there. Okay, as you can see. So that red line was on the cards. So that being on the card, the market just came there, and then they started selling it off. So that wasn't such a bad deal. Let's make this into a little, let's get rid of that. Now, as you can see, the market will probably move down to our trend line here, and that's coming from here. As you can see, nice. A little pullback all the way down here is not a bad idea before the market continues the uptrend. So I think what we might have here is the beginning of an uptrend. Let's get rid of these lines. Okay, and we can in fact get rid of this too. So the market probably moved to this line. If it breaks that, we might see it here. That's also very logical. This is also a trend line, as you can see, with a Fibonacci combination. So from here, it's good to buy. I think if it pops down here over the course of the few weeks ahead, it's also good to be going along. Let's take a look at the dollar ZAR, because that was interesting. Now, this region I had marked for quite a bit of time, like maybe a week or 2 weeks ago. Actually, it was also on our blog as well. If Sally didn't forget to put it up there, it was a good analysis on a couple of things, and this was the range we had for the dollar ZAR. So that target is still prevailing, as you can see. So now the market will probably be looking at buying from this region. It's going to be 13.1695 being a double bottom. So this range is going to be good to go long on the dollar ZAR if you're trading it. Even if sometimes the spreads are high, but these currencies, these exotics, have a lot of potential. Even though the spreads are big, you can have such a big move on it that it's kind of appetizing. Let's take a look at gold. Now, double top, break it down. This support line we drew, and I did say it would come back to this navy blue line yesterday if it broke through, and it nicely did, bounced off there. If it goes back up again, I'd be shorting it again on the red line right there. Okay, I think that's good to short, and then bring it down to this green line here, which is 1189 region. Okay, so that'd be really nice to follow through, going up and then back down again. Let's take a look at Brent. Now, this region, I did say we don't want to, really mess around here, because it does get choppy, and the market is, as you can see, getting choppy around here. What is a good spot though is this level here. As you can see, let's get rid of this now, make it a little cleaner. Now, as you can see, I've got two lines crossing there. Okay, a resistance and a support broken for a retest. So the market would give a nice sell reaction if it got there. If it broke above that, that's going to be a nice buy opportunity to get some profit there. And if it broke above that as well, we might see another go high level, which might bring it back to around here, or even around here, being about 56, 57, 57.20 region. Let's take a look at the indices. Now Dow, there we go. Okay, the 20,000 region I did mention a few weeks back, in fact. And finally, there you go, 20,000. So if you were waiting, anticipating, that's the way to go. Yesterday we drew this, no, not yesterday, the day before yesterday. I had this resistance line here. I said if it breaks out, good to go long, and the market certainly did reach the target there, even beyond, as you can see, with the 20,000 mark. So we'll probably now come back. The market will want to retest that 20. We'll probably get a little choppy around that 20,000 range, because the market will want to kind of make sure about what's going on. Obviously, Trump's office in the first few days have kind of prompted that nice move. The industry seems to have some confidence, and that's how it's moving up. The same kind of scenario with Nasdaq, as you can see on a 4-hour chart here. It's just beautiful move up. So the first few days, the market seems to be impressed with Trump. Let's take a look at Dax. Dax also off the charts, so you can see. But listen, if you're drawing your lines just and following me through on a day-to-day basis, and you get these breakout levels, you see, you're doing well. So all you have to do is basically follow it through day by day, and just trade with the flow of the market. Now I hope that helps. That's the 26th for today, Thursday. We'll see you guys tomorrow. All the best.